Greetings, Commander. You've never seen this man before, but his voice is certainly familiar. It belongs to Yozz, head of Illusionaires Assassins Guild. Lowering his voice to a whisper so that only you can hear it, the guest addresses you cheekily. I had to resort to illusion spells on a small masquerade. We don't want your guards to get nervous, now do we, mortal? I was wondering what the lair of Nocticula's new favorite looks like, so I decided to pay you a visit. It's rather ascetic, but it matches your militant style. It's been a while since I last found myself surrounded by Crusaders. I can't help but notice the many changes that happened since I last visited Galarian. Truly curious changes. The soldiers have lost some of their zeal and no longer regularly visit Iomede's temples. They prefer new, bloodier warrior rites. Fresh conscripts get savagely beaten by future brothers-in-arms before they are admitted into regiments. The fighters anoint themselves with the blood of prisoners on the eve of battle and drive themselves berserk with roaring cries. I find it all fascinating. Is this some Sicorian tradition, or is it mere coincidence that I see something familiar in it? Yozz flashes a predatory smile, but appears genuinely curious. Do you support these practices, or are you just too busy to string up these troublemakers by the nearest gate? Did you decide to help me manage a crusade? Yozz grins. The lady in shadow asked me to keep an eye on you, so that's exactly what I'm doing. If my advice is helpful, be sure to mention it to Nocticula, and we'll be even. What kind of bloody rituals or traditions flourish among my warriors? Some practices were clearly adopted from the barbarians of Sicors. They also like to incense themselves into a frenzy before battle in order to end fights with a single decisive strike. If you decide to bring back this tradition, I will understand. It was quite effective despite failing to save Sicors from being conquered. But they clearly borrowed some things from demon worshippers, like the ritual self-mortification, which makes people enjoy pain and drives them into a battle rage. The cultists who regularly perform these rites grow angrier and fight more fiercely as more blood flows from their wounds. In the past, a crusader indulged in such things would have been executed on the spot. This happened quite often during the Third Crusade. The Inquisitors felt the sight of hanged troublemakers would convince the others to fight harder, if not because their hearts were full of courage, but because their pants were full of something even worse. The more you abuse your own soldiers, the stronger they become. Show restraint gives them a plus 5% bonus to damage. Let them perform their rites and they're all going to get demonic rage, plus 10% bonus to damage, but a -2 to AC. And then you can execute the troublemakers to give your units damage resistance 1 flat. Chaotic. Let them perform these savage warrior rites, as long as it gives them strength. Yozz gives you a thoughtful, appraising look. The lady in shadow was right about you. You are indeed quite different from the other Crusaders. This place is delightful, but there's a whole guild of assassins waiting for me. I will return whenever the fancy strikes me. But I think it will happen soon enough. You're doing such exciting things here.